switch over to blue-red Prowess, though. I've been definitely wanting to play more Iconoclast decks, and Andrea Mengucci has been playing a lot of blue-red Prowess, and I think is currently 14-1 with his build, which is awesome. I have a few different ideas on how to build the deck, though, and I'm not saying mine are better, but these are just, you know, my ideas. Most notably, like I've played a lot of this archetype before MH2 also, or it's not MH2, before Brothers War, and I was thinking that this deck was like very good and slept on, and you know, and now we have a new card to play with. And most of the week, Iconoclast is here over Sprite Dragon. I'm playing 17 lands. Andrea is playing 16. Andrea is also playing 2 Breach. I'm playing 3 Breach. I really don't think you need 18. I've played 18. It feels like so many. And then I'm playing Manamorphose over Light at the Stage. I think with 3 Breach, 4 Iteration, you have like a really good amount of card advantage and like late game inevitability with the Breaches that you don't need. The Light at the Stages and Manamorphose is very good, I think. I'm also playing Reality Hemorrhage as my answer to Sanctifier Invec. Usually you would play the Kozilek's Return instead, but with Iconoclast, I think you need this so you don't kill your own Iconoclast and friends. Beyond just like, you know, we have 4 Shattering Spree because there's a lot of artifacts decks at the moment, kind of hedging for the red-green matchup. And down to Magus. There's really not too many other changes from the last time we played the archetype. I do think this deck is sick. Andrea's been doing well with it. This is how I would build it. Why not Spellbomb? So I'm thinking like the ability to hold this up at instant speed is better than Spellbomb, but you could play Spellbomb instead. I did spend some time thinking about it this morning, and I wasn't really sure what the best plan was. Mingu hates Manamorphose. Can I ask why you think it's better than Light Up the Stage, and why Light Up the Stage provides more card advantage? Okay, Light Up the Stage is a card advantage spell. Manamorphose is not a card advantage spell. But it provides value for 0 mana. Manamorphose is really, really good with your Breach plan. It's very good to, like you have Channeler in play, and you go Breach, Manamorphose, trigger things a bunch of times. Manamorphose also works like insanely well with every single card in the deck. With Channeler, with both Prowess creatures, with Iconoclast, it is 0 mana, trigger your thing, draw a card. I think it's phenomenally good, and I would really never play the deck without 4 copies. In addition, I don't think that you need the card advantage from Light at the Stage. That was my main point. Was like Light at the Stage is a fine card in the archetype, but when you have 4 Iteration, 3 Underworld Breach, you have a lot of card advantage already. And I'm not of the opinion that you need the Light at the Stage. Why is Iconoclast better than Young Pyromancer? Triggers off of Bauble and Underworld Breach. And specifically, like, Breach plus Bauble. We're up against Dredge, which I have no graveyard hate for. You can sometimes just, like, get them. You can sometimes just get them. But I don't know if that's going to be the case here. Do you think a 2-2 split is viable between Stage and Manamorphose? I don't know. I would never play this deck without 4 Manamorphose. And I don't think that Light Up the Stage is not a card I'm that interested in with 7 good card advantage spells already. I think that, again, playing 3 Breach gives you a big degree of inevitability in the late game. I don't think that you need to Light Up the Stages. It's not a bad card in the deck, but it's also like okay to disagree. Andrea's a smart guy. Andrea disagrees, but this is my opinion, you know. Maybe I could have upkeeped this, try to find a Swiftspear. Let me look at my top card. I really want to get Delirium. I guess I could just Iteration for Delirium, look for a creature, maybe I find a 0-drop to play. Okay, hand, bottom, exile. I think Steel Seeker was very good in the list we played today. I think it is better than Ledger Shredder, but it does make your mana worse, but it is more powerful in my opinion so far. Sorry, I don't... Oh. Went over here somehow. I know Iteration is a better card than Light of the Sage. I've found in the games we keep sketchy one landers often so much better. Yeah, Light of the Sage is a good card. it fits in the deck. And you know, this is kind of an issue I've been running into a lot lately, talking about cards and talking about choices. It's like, I think a lot of times people look and see I'm not playing triple creeping chill. People see I'm not playing a card and they think I don't like the card or I don't think it's good, but you only get 60 cards in your deck, you know. Yeah, I think I agree with that. So, I guess seeing what they are drawing doesn't matter very much, huh? I do want to dart this so I can just keep getting through. And then I think there's a good chance I'm going to lava dart the ghoul. Yeah, winning this game 1, no graveyard hate would be really cool. Or sorry, with no graveyard hate post board. Again, you can just win sometimes. Them having double Band of Confluence is kind of nice. Them hitting 3 Creeping Chills is less nice. Oh, gross. Oh, I guess I can Mutagenic Growth this, actually. I go down to 5, but they only have 1 chill in the deck, so I kind of can't afford to go down to 5. Is there an 8 PZ modern deck? There's not at the moment, no. Second Channeler is okay here. I think I want to dig. I think I'm close to wanting to just dig for a Breach. Or like right now, I can go Breach Bauble 1,000 times and make a huge board. There we go. There we go. Perfect. So I have one more mountain in the deck, right? I have one more mountain. So I can go down to 4 here. This is just perfect. Iconoclast seems great so far. Obviously, this is my first game with this over the dragon. I will graveyard anything here so I can just bobble as many times as I can to make as big a board as I can. With the attempt to win next turn, and I lose to, I think, only, or mostly just, Conflagrate next turn. And I think this game probably does a good job showcasing why I'm really high on playing 3 Breaches. In my opinion, it's just such a big part of this deck's game plan, and it does so much. And I've played 2 for a while, and I was not super happy with 2. Is Shrapnel Blast no good? You don't want a card that is only good when you have Iconoclast going and you're making a lot of tokens. You need a card like Shrapnel Blast to have text beyond just your crazy Iconoclast. Also, shout out to the chatter who asked why Iconoclast was better than Young Pyromancer. I feel like this is a game that does a great job illustrating triggering off of Mishra's Bauble is a big, big deal. Is this deck nuts? I have no idea how many cards we're even drawing. Next turn. I think we could just stop here. Draw that lightning bolts. You dredge 8 more times than the dredge player. Jeez. No. They've already creep and chilled me 3 times, so I can't be double chilled here. Thankfully. Well, you might like this deck than Destructotron. Yeah, Breach is a broken magic card. Wow. So I think I'm gonna go down like 2 Bolt, 2 Growth. For 4 Flusterstorm, countering their enablers is fine. I think Balmor is so win more. I like, one thing is I'm really happy with 16 threats, but like Balmor only shines in games where you have a million tokens, and like in games where you have a million tokens and Balmor and mana to trigger it, it's just like it's not gonna happen that often. And in the games where it does happen, it's like you're probably winning anyways. No, I think Ragavan is bad in Prowess. Or Ragavan is suboptimal. Bad is not the right word. I think that Ragavan is not as good a threat as Channeler, Swiftspear, Soul-Scar Mage, or Iconoclast. I would rather play all of those threats, and I would rather not play a 17th threat. Is Ragavan ever bad? Yeah, so again, Ragavan is not bad in the shell. I think it's suboptimal. I have played Ragavan in these decks in the past. It's still Ragavan, you know what I mean? It is a good card, but I think it is worse than Channeler, Swiftspear, Mage, and Iconoclast, and I don't want 17 creatures. A one of Ragavan has an 11 chance for being opening hand. Okay. I guess I kind of failed to see the point. I'd rather have a different 1-mana creature in my opening hand. I'd play Leyline of the Void if you want to play some Graveyard Hate. My main reason for not is like you could just beat Dredge, just beat them down sometimes, and Dredge is also not that common, and you have other you have Flusterstorm for the other Graveyard decks. Yeah, I think so too, Seeker. I'm liking it so far. Well, we'll see like what the ad incentive is like. Also the ad incentive was only for like 82 hours, so theoretically we could knock that out in like the first 3 weeks and have like normal schedule back at the end of the month if we want to. How much better is Iconoclast over Mentor? You know, 2 mana versus 3 mana is a really big deal. I'd say it's a lot better. So how obvious is it that I have a Flusterstorm if I just go Shock Pass? Probably a little obvious, but I have to hold it up anyways. I don't know. I'll just keep holding it up. So they don't Dredge the Dark Blast. They don't have a second land either. What do you think Dredge is missing to be a good deck again? Dredge is a fine deck. Dredge is a totally... I don't know that Dredge needs anymore. It's fine, and it just lives and dies based on how much Graveyard Hate there is in the format, and right now it feels like there's like a decent amount, and so... So if I Flusterstorm this, I can go Swiftspear, Dart, Mutagenic Growth. That is 3 Prowess creature triggers. These each be 4 power plus 4 damage is exactly 16. So let's win. Assuming that I did that math right. I did it kind of faster than someone like me should. College dropout gamer boy. But I'm also just going to do this no matter what, so it doesn't really matter, you know what I mean? Easy. Easy peasy, huh? Easy peasy. Endurance buys you a turn and you can combo. That's not as true. But if you're like a fair deck with Endurance, it's not really that scary. But if you're like an unfair deck, I agree, it's scarier. Okay, so let's keep this. I'm either putting back Second Bolt or the Breach. Probably put back Second Bolt. What's my opinion on the freedom of Skull Clamp? I have only ever played with Skull Clamp in Cube, and also like in Vintage Cube, Skull Clamp is really like not that high of a pick for me. It's like, it's a card that like is very hard to get to work, but obviously because it's way better in Constructed than in Limited or Cube. And so my main point is that I don't have much of a frame of reference to evaluate the card, and I don't know. It would be a fun card to unban. I'll stream Cube in between rounds of challenges sometimes. I've got a couple Channel Fireball videos with Cube too. Couple on my YouTube as well. Clamp is one of the most busted cards ever printed. I mean, yeah. I like, you know, agree with that, I guess. Yeah, sure. Alright, Flays, can I have Skull Camp, please? Yes, that's fine. Since you said please. And I think Lucy just gets cuter every day. Just gets cuter and sweeter every day. Value. I think I want a Jegantha. Okay, they draw 2 instead of stealing. Yeah. My point with that comment is not. I'm not saying that Skull Clamp would be bad. I'm saying I just like don't have. I've not played enough with the card and constructed the format that it actually matters in to make an informed opinion. So I remove myself from the narrative. I think my opponent's playing Blue Moon. Okay, usually the longer you wait on Breach, the better it is. I don't think I mind just slamming my 8 mana 5/5. Yeah, Breach is mostly just a value card, but it is a lot of value. Last game we bobbled like 7 or 8 times and made an Iconoclast token every single time. It was awesome. Jegantha! My hero. Okay, against Blue Moon, I don't think I want to sideboard very heavily at all. I could play like 1 Flusterstorm over like Lava Dart number 4. Not a big change. After the stream, after the stream. But that would be cool. How do you feel a Sacred Foundry for Wear Tear? You could do that. Your mana's already blue-red, so you could do that. That would be fine. If you feel like that's something you need. All the dogs are so tired. So we've been dog sitting a dog named Oso for almost a week now. His dad comes home on Friday, tomorrow. And he really likes Lucy, so they've been playing really hard. And he doesn't like Athena so much, and Athena's been kind of sad. What's the most broken card on the modern ban list? Splinter Twin. No, I don't know. You can make a good. I don't think that you can make a clear argument that any single card is the most broken. I think you can make a good argument for Hogak or Eye of Ugin or Oko. I think those are the 3 cards that probably you can make the best argument for. Hogak, Eye of Ugin, or Oko. I don't think you... Or Luris. You can maybe make a case for Luris. Probably not a very good case. Especially because in no banless modern, almost nobody plays Luris. Steps is really good. I don't know. You could maybe make an argument for Grave Troll. I don't think I would really buy it, but you could hear it. Yeah, Treasure Cruise is maybe good. I could see saying that is the most broken. Sounds great. Blazing Shoal, you mean worse Colossus Hammer? Strictly worse Colossus Hammer. Okay, so I'm going to look at my top card. If it's a land, I think I hold the Bauble. And if it's not a land, I need to dig for a land. So we basically have 6 looks at a land here. 2 Baubles, 2 Draw Steps, 2 Surveils. So it would be pretty sad to miss on 6 looks. Yeah, maybe they pierce this. Maybe they pierce this. Yeah, I think just like using your mana and 1-for-1ing in these kind of spots is fine. I do think we're probably supposed to read that they have pierce. I agree with that. Well, if they have pierce plus consider, it's like not even a conversation. They graveyard the lightning bolt. That must mean they need lands. We found our land. Weird. Am I getting this stream late? Probably like around 3 or so, Esther. If I quit playing Magic for 5 years and came back, what would it look like? I don't know. Do you know? You're a time traveler? How am I supposed to answer that? Any time travelers in the chat? Talk about light up versus Manamorphose. Do you think playing cards you're comfortable with is undervalued at Magic? I guess I don't know how those two things relate necessarily, because I've played a lot of both. For me, it's not like that's not part of the conversation at all. I also think like I don't know, like neither card is super complicated, and I don't think that really should factor in much here. I guess I'll keep this on top. I think they're just going to kill it, but it's okay. My hand just has so much value. The old Counterspell Blast Zone deck. Playing what you're familiar with is better than playing nonsense you don't understand. Yeah, I mean, I agree, but also, like, that's more like tournament selection kind of attitude, if that makes sense. Like, this you know, playing what you know, playing what you're familiar with. This is advice for tournaments. This is not advice for just general gameplay, in my opinion. Okay, so I can just go like Breach, Channeler. I can go fetch here. So if I go fetch Manamorphose, I have 10 cards in the yard. I go Breach, Channeler, and I still can't play two things. So maybe I just iteration this turn and just wait on the Breach and happy here. Does anybody know Andrea's argument for why he doesn't like Manamorphose? Because I love Manamorphose in this deck. I think it's so good. I think it fits with the Breach plan really well. But I'd obviously be interested in hearing the other side of the argument. Okay. He said it's not as good without Stormwing. Yeah, but Breach, it's really good with Breach. Okay, it's bad against counterspells. A spell that can get countered is not good. You just can't play all the 2-drops. This is a 0-drop. You should play all the 0-drops. Doesn't like Manamorphose because you sometimes can't or don't want to use the mana on your turn, so it's not free. Yeah, it's not completely free, but you usually want to use it main phase. That's fine. I do appreciate hearing the arguments. I think. I'm not convinced yet, but I'll continue to listen and evaluate. So I'm trying to figure out what the best thing is here. Can I go Channeler, Bauble? That'd be pretty good. Although not into the Blast Zone. We'll just go Manamorphose. Okay, but now I have another lands. Does this make me want to maybe Swiftspear here? Kind of want to. Don't hate Swiftspear first. Maybe this isn't as good, I guess. Yeah, y'all who keep suggesting Balmore, I feel like it's so goofy. Balmore is like just the textbook definition of a win more card, you know what I mean? It is a card that's good when you are winning and not as good when you're losing. I guess we just make them pop the Blast Zone on... Oh, well. Now we can do this. Manamorphose is... I don't know. You can agree to disagree. You know, it's good that there's, you know, different camps of opinions. I'm just very much in the Manamorphose camp. But I just think you get iteration, you get better sideboard cards. I think this version is better. Would I consider 4 Breach? Why is 3 the correct number? Let me mulligan here. I would consider the 4th Breach. I think when you're playing 3, like one thing is Breach is like a turn 4 play a lot of the time in most games, like turn 4, turn 5. And so like usually you don't want to have 4 copies of cards that are... Oh, we're playing against Lotus Bloom, playing against Adnaz. Which has got to be a terrible matchup, actually. Wow. Usually you don't want that many copies of your turn 4, turn 5 plays. You want like 3 max, with some exceptions, but especially in Prowess. But like you really want to draw the first copy, and you really want to be able to dig for it. And with 2 copies, it can be harder to dig for it consistently. Batchy Twitch Prime, thank you. Why don't I see you on Channel Fireball anymore? I'm not sure. I've been submitting stuff, and they haven't been posting it, and I don't know why that's the case. They're still paying me. They haven't said anything. I kind of think there's like an issue with the like flow structure with the, you know, moving to TCG player. I keep meaning to ask, and I keep not asking. Oh, sorry. I missed that I get Delirium if I graveyard that. But I mean, yeah. We're very likely going to have a turn 4 kill here, and then on the draw, with the Lotus Bloom coming down, it's very likely to be a turn 2 slow. How long did it take me to go from affiliate to partner? A few months. Can't really remember. It's been a while. Yeah, so very likely comes down to play draw this game. Why isn't Ad Nauseam a good deck anymore? Because of the monkey. Yeah, if you mean the banning of Simian Spirit Guide, if you mean the printing of Ragavan, both of those factors are a big part of the reason why. Although you have good matchups. Like, this isn't a horrible matchup for us, so to run into Ad Nauseam at 2-0 feels kind of bad. They're playing Offer You Can't Refuse is the only like super notable card there, I guess. We do have these Flusterstorms. I could bring in Magus also. I could bring in Shattering Spree. I don't think you want Shattering Spree. Do you think it's a good thing that for paper Magic that GPs don't exist and Magic Cons cost $60 an 8 to enter? Oh, chat. Spike, I'm gonna choose violence today. Could you go on like, could you just rant for me and repeat my? I don't know. It's obviously yes. Obviously that's bad. Obviously, do I think it's good that GPs don't exist? Do I think it's good for Magic that GPs don't exist? I don't think so, buddy. I think that's probably a bad thing. Give me subs, give me upvotes, give me likes on this YouTube video. No GPs is bad, and players having to spend more money is bad. Can I please have some likes now? Where are my upvotes? Give me upvotes. Yeah, chat's choosing violence today. I am the champion of the people. I want people to play more. I want more tournaments, and I want things to be cheaper. I am the hero that Magic needs. I am the only one brave enough to say it too. The only one brave enough to say this. You will never hear anyone else brave enough to speak these truths. Okay, so if I look at my top card and... Oh no, so the dart gets exiled from flashback, so I can't get Delirium. Watch out, Wizards of the Coast. Aspiring Spike is coming at you with hot takes. Thank you, YouTube users. Wow, finally, YouTubers. YouTube did something. We love YouTube, huh? If only I had 2 updates, I'd give you both. The classic Reddit comment. Yeah, I think Iconoclast has been absurd. It's been so good. It's like I even feel like so far this league, like the difference between Dragon and Iconoclast and how powerful Dragon is has been like very clear and very apparent. When like usually when you're comparing 2 drops, it takes a little bit of time. Iconoclast has just been so impressive. So again, big shout out to Andrea for leading the way on this deck. Okay, so I really want to leave a Lava Dart in the yard against an opposing Angel's Grace. So I think I just have to not dart again. Steven, thank you for the 19 months. Appreciate you. Is it that much better than Young Peasy? It's much better. I think that was... Game 1 especially, like, we were able to go Breach, Bauble, like 7 Baubles, because we had Chandler in play. And because of that, we won a game against Dredge that we would have lost if it was Young Pyromancer. It is, night and day. 4, 5, 6, 7, 8. Oh, sorry, I meant to play the Soul-Scar Mage. It doesn't really matter that much if they don't have a sweeper, which they don't have, probably. Like, as long as I can present lethal, and I guess that's better to do it with. I wish there was a way to make the tokens not be vanilla 1/1s. I mean, you can if you just have artifact synergies. They're better than vanilla 1/1s. But it's also like, if you're comparing it to Monastery Mentor, you cannot expect a 2-mana creature to do as much as a 3-mana creature. Ah, I see, Dicho. Yeah. Yeah, triggering on Breach and Bauble is a very big game. Okay, so I think my opponent must have, like, Pact of Negation or Offer You Can't Refuse, and they're calculating, are they dead if they counter it anyways? What's my preferred wing sauce? I like lemon pepper a lot. Lemon pepper is pretty goated. Intervention Pact. Next time a source would deal damage, you gain life, prevented that way. Okay. So they gain 3. So now I have 6, 7, 8, 9. 10, 11, and if I finally get Delirium, we can put them to... We can get lethal, but at the very least we'll put them to... We'll put them to 1, which is good against the City of Brass, kind of. Although, I got punished for not playing my Soul-Scar Mage, like max punished. And so we could die this turn, but to die, they have 3 cards. So they have to have Angel's Grace in their hand right now, upkeep Angel's Grace, then they have to have, as their last 3 cards, Untapped Land, Thassa's Oracle, Spoils of the Vault. So... You should have darted in response. Darting in response doesn't do anything, right? What does darting in response there do? Oh, they have the Lotus Bloom. Okay, so they don't need the land. I forgot they had the bloom. Crazy we did not get Delirium either and 13 cards in the yard. Darting response means game 1. No, Intervention Pact is not the next damage. It's your choice of source. Okay, if they're paying for Pact, we're feeling good. Hopefully they don't have a sweeper. I guess that's probably shouldn't have played the mage. I don't know. It's like it's ad nauseum too. When you're playing Prowess, it's just so easy to just turn your little brain off and hope for the best. Okay, so I'm going to Mutagenic Growth looking for another dart. Surveilled into the yard, which I could use to win the game. Not that this really does much. I probably had nothing to do with infinite oval chase triggers, you sound. Probably think of someone else. Any chance Rays of Hage is good with Iconoclast? Cards that are only good if you have Iconoclast and lots of tokens, Ballmore, Rays of Hage, Shrapnel Blast. These cards all suck. Don't play any of them. Shane, 27 months. Also, I love Rays of Hage, by the way. I love Haze of Rage, by the way. That card is awesome. It's like not close to playable though. Not close to playable. Lucy, you're off camera. And out of pet range too. Yeah, they can win. They can respond to the City of Bass trigger with an Angel's Grace. What am I going to play in the tournament this weekend? This deck, probably red green, but I'm still thinking. Yeah, you could splash green or white for Artifact Enchantment Hate. I don't feel like it's really needed because you like Shattering Spree is really good in this deck, and I don't know, you dilute your mana too, but you could. It wouldn't be that hard. Okay, Pact of Negation the Bolt. Had the Bolt on their turn because they had the thing active. Master 24 months. Thank you. They have 2 cards in their hand. They have a lot of mana. Sleight of hand. I feel like you should bolt end of turn. No, there's Angel's Grace active. Bolt end of turn does nothing. And I can't respond to Angel's Grace at a split second. It's a pretty obnoxious card. I feel like the Iconoclast is kind of slow on the draw. Although there's not really like a faster card for me to bring in for it. Alright. In your turn, you played around the Pact and the Angel's Grace. No, if I bolt on main phase, the Angel's Grace. I can't respond to Angel's Grace. If I bolt on my instep, the Angel's Grace is still active. Bolt that does nothing when it resolves. Yeah, we're playing Hemorrhage over K-Return because K-Return's bad with Iconoclast. Yeah, Magus isn't irrelevant, but I fear it's not relevant enough. I could be wrong, though. Maybe it's good. Maybe we do something like this. Whatever. Yeah, Reality Hemorrhage is for Sanctifier, and Sanctifier is very, very popular at the moment with the prevalence of scam. Okay, so we have not the worst hand on the draw, but we don't have a Flusterstorm. We only have 1 creature. We don't have a Magus. I could see on the draw like needing a Flusterstorm or a super fast hand. I feel like this is a loss against Adnaz often enough that I'll mulligan, and now I wish I had my 7, but now I have it like. Now I might just keep. Oh, so this is multi. Sorry, I thought this was a multi. Fold 4, not fold 5. This is fine. I don't know exactly how good these Maguses are going to be, but they will definitely steal some random games, and I do feel like this is a matchup where stealing some random games is going to be needed. It's a hard matchup. What mechanic do you think is worse for Magic as a mechanic, no matter how push, companion, or split second? I don't think split second is. Oh, I meant to have that on my upkeep. I don't think split second is a bad mechanic. I didn't know people didn't like split second. Yeah, so I meant to have this as an upkeep stop, not a draw step stop. Oh, little mistakes today. Yeah, I am not anti split second. I feel like that's a fine mechanic. It's like cool and unique and balanced. Wow. Well, they could maybe have like Summoner's Pact or Pact of Negation plus Angel's Grace here. Yeah, Crossing Grip versus KCI's. Oh wait, hold on. But then you could KCI Mana ability. Yeah, that was the whole thing. Oh, Spoils Digging for Pact. They probably don't have that many packs in the deck anyways. Yeah, just die. Wow. Okay, we'll bring these in next time. I haven't played the matchup in a while. 3-0, 3-0. Deck's feeling good. Okay, we're up against a Jegantha deck, and we have a one-lander. I think I might mulligan. J-Goat with the 3 months. Appreciate you. Let's keep this. I think I put back the second Manamorphose, since I think there's a decent amount of the draws where I'm going to want to go like Mage into Channeler, Lava Dart you, and then Manamorphose on the turn 3. I usually go Soul-Scar Mage, then Channeler, then Swiftspear in any order I have, where this can get value the turn you play it, even if it can't attack. Mage always has to untap with for you to get any value out of it, and then you can attack with Swiftspear immediately, so I usually will cast that last if I have one. 2 Channelers, because we'll just cast both of those here. I think if they had a Bolts, and they probably don't because they're playing Jegantha, so Jegantha Scalding Tarn is a Breach variant. Could be the Mirror. Domain Zoo. Not a bad guess. Looks like a Breach variant. My opponent says, let's go. Is this a turn 2 win? Shout out to Grape Shot over Lava Dart. Shout out to Grape Shot over Lava Dart. What a turn 2. Holy shit. 2 free for the freaking bean. Yeah, over Oracle. Grape Shot over Oracle. I've literally never seen a better Grape Shot, but or even that's even better than one's lethal Grape Shots going for the kill. How do you feel about a split for Imri and Spellseeker? Imri's been somewhat unimpressive. I mean, Imri, more Steelseeker is more better, or Imri and Steelseeker play well together is my main counter to that point. I like the 2 cards together a lot. So I don't think I'm very interested in that. I'm also not interested in playing less than 4 Steelseeker either. That card is, I think it's very, very good. Well, we're drawing bolts, I guess. I mean, to make room for Ledger Shredder. Well, I don't know. I think Shredder is worse than Steelseeker, and I think that Shredder is maybe better than Imri, but also Imri and Steelseeker play a lot better together, and Imri is also like a big part of the Unearth game plan. So like you would have to like without Imri, Unearth is not as good, and so I don't know, it feels like things fall apart a bit, but you can build it however you want, really. Over record for this deck. This is our first league with it, and we are 3-0. We got wrecked by this turn 2 Grape Shot for 5 out of Breach. Yeah, but I think I'm gonna try to work on Steelseeker and Breach tonight. Likely Teamer, because I feel like Steelseeker plus Iconoclast just sounds so sick. Maybe it's not good, but oh man, does it sound good. Yeah, Dragon Engine being cast by Imri does trigger it. They're both out of bolt range. That's a lot of slots. It's pretty doable. Like if you just cut like Ragavan and, or maybe I don't know if you can cut Ragavan, but you can cut the DRCs and the Fables from like the red green version. I think it's doable. Would Tendrils of Agony make Storm good in Modern? Probably not. Alright, I'm not really sure how this can work, but let's, yeah, it's our only line. Right. To game 2 we go, We don't really have much in the way of sideboard for this matchup. I think that just like being, just like your plan A, kill them before they kill you is totally fine. I don't really think I want Shattering Spree. It doesn't do too much against them besides like face down Saga tokens, but I'm not that scared of Saga tokens anyways. Yeah, I think I'll just click submit. I normally bring in Heats, they'll bring in Fury EE. I don't have Heats in my sideboard. I think Heat is like just not a good sideboard card in general. But Andrea has Heats in his sideboard. I think Heat is just like, I never really understand why it's there, really. Okay, we can keep this. I think I'll hold the Bauble for turn 2. Fluster's okay versus Grape Shot. It's not. They literally can almost always Grape Shot twice. You Fluster again. Alright. I'm undefeated. Oh my damn it! Oh, so many misclicks today. I'm sorry, chat. 2 damage down the drain. Think Spellseeker's a lot better than Riddlesmith? Yeah, of course. It triggers off Cookbook being tapped and not you casting the artifacts, right? So Steelseeker implies Cookbook Asmo? Yeah. And then like it's gonna be tough to fit in. It may be better otherwise too without Cookbook Asmo. I think you almost have to be playing Cookbook Asmo. Drawing a land here feels horrible. Being like really in on like Lava Dart here feels really bad too. Okay, well we get to play for Spell Pierce at least. Weird Spell Pierce, honestly. Reveal Saga, which is okay. Okay, they can't counter, so we don't need to. I guess I could fetch the Thin. They don't have Force of Negation, do they? Well, I guess Prowess is just nuts. Miss damage, who cares? Who cares? Wait, hold on. I shouldn't say that yet because I could misclick through combat on accident. I'm going to wait till these are firmly in the declare attacker step before I brag. 2 damage, who cares? Not me. I'll just get it. I'll just get the damage in later. I will just get the damage in later. Alright, let's just go to game 3. Just go to game 3. Andrea's been crushing with this deck too. I think that Prowess big sleeper. Hey Evan, how's it going? Yeah, if you miss 2 damage and you just get it later, then you get to deal psychic damage to your opponent for game 3. Although my opponent dealt a lot on to me in game 1. Alright, Sneep. Hemorrhage is for Sanctifier and Vec. This is colorless, so you can target protection from red creatures. Sanctifier is really hard to beat. Although Iconoclast does help you with Sanctifier too. My opponent's on a Multi 6. Do you think other color combos of Prowess can be good? I've spent a lot of time over the last year, a little less than a year probably, messing around with different Prowess variants. Before Brothers War came out, this was the version I determined to be the best. It was a couple cards different, but it was mostly just Sprite Dragon or Sprite Dragon over Iconoclast. And now that we have the Iconoclast, I've been thinking that this is better so far. All right, hopefully they don't have a Spell Pierce for my Bolt on the Emery, but I'm going to go for it here. Graveyard that mostly for Delirium. Perfect. Is there a deck list? Yes, the exclamation point deck can get you an exclamation point deck list. Hemorrhage is one generic, one red, isn't the same as Spellbomb. So the difference between Hemorrhage and Spellbomb is that your opponents have a harder time playing around Hemorrhage than Spellbomb, where like you can just hold 2 mana up and they can go like Sanctifier, do something with the Sanctifier equip or whatever, and they can't do that. The Hemorrhage being in the hand and not in play is harder to play around, is my thought. Yeah, Iconoclast is much better than Young Pyromancer. It triggers off of Bauble and Breach, which Young Pyromancer does not. Making artifacts is also better than making elementals because they're colorless and they block like Sanctifier. That's a very small thing, but it is a thing. What's the thought on running no canal? You're a Lava Dart deck. I've played a lot of Prowess, so I've got these questions ready to go. But you're a Lava Dart deck, and I like the versions that play so many Spire Bluff canals. I usually find are like worse at using their darts, and I have not really missed the canals. Okay. Thankfully, I've got Mutagenic Growth this time. And if I find a creature, artifact, enchantment, I can get Delirium. There we go. This is justice for game 1, where they turn 2 Grapeshot, Grapeshot for 5, kill 3 creatures. Oh, sorry, I was definitely supposed to keep that on top, but I also have lethal here. Dude, the misclicks never stop. The misclicks never stop today. I am kind of like I just have lethal and I'm not worrying about it too much. I need to take a good nap today. Alright, this is exactly 12. Maybe if I'm off by 1, I can Lava Dart here too. Yeah, they definitely had a kind of a bad mulligan this game, huh? Okay. We're 4-0, very first league with the deck. Misclicking a lot. Doesn't matter, deck's busted. Beautiful hand, really beautiful hand. Okay, opponent's on a mold of 6. Mold of 5. Looking better and better. Looking better and better, although they could just go Urza Saga, Amulet of Vigor. Oh, Mold of 5 Blackleaf Cliffs. You love to see it. I have to sing this card. Lightning Bolt! Lightning Bolt! Every time the Sing Redemption gets redeemed, I think of Andrea freestyle rapping. It was the coolest shit ever. I mentioned sometimes I love Limited. Do I have any favorite formats? Yeah. I really liked Modern Masters 2015, Triple RTR, Dragon Maze, Gate Crash RTR. The original Modern Masters. Eternal Masters or Vintage Masters? EMA was really cool. Theros, Dominaria. Dominaria, I didn't like Triple Theros. Triple Theros was pretty bad. Oh, I liked Cons. Triple Cons was amazing. Triple Cons was like got to be like one of the best. I also liked I liked the next one, whatever the Fate Reforged. I thought Fate Reforged was good, but it was definitely bomb heavy, but when you opened the bombs, you were really happy. Cons, Fate. I thought it was Fate, Cons, right? Pretty sure it's Fate, Cons. Could hold the Manamorphose for the Iconoclast. I think I just am gonna go in here a little bit. Make red again. Yeah, Cons Fate Dragons was good. I don't think it was as good as the other formats. Okay, so if I just bolt, this is gonna be 16 damage. I don't really care too much about Voidwalker being in play, I guess. Don't think they have a push. I like Manamorphose. Hard to not like it, really. I don't think Cons Fate Dragons was ever official format. Both big sets. No, when Dragons came out, you were supposed to draft Dragons, one Fate, one Cons. I believe was like that's how Magic Online did it, at least. Yeah, I could be misremembering. I'm pretty sure it was 2 Dragons, 1 Fate. Maybe you're right. Oh, that was right because they undid Cons. Cons wasn't canon anymore. No, yeah, you're right. It was 2 Dragons, 1 Fate. That's right. It made sense flavorfully. I've only drafted like triple Innistrad like once or twice. No, maybe a couple, maybe like 3 or 4 times. But everybody always says Innistrad is just like the best shit ever, and I don't doubt them. I just haven't drafted it enough to like have it be one of my favorite limited formats. I always really like watching Luis draft Time Spiral. Watching LSV draft Time Spiral is awesome. I've drafted it like without having a frame of reference, and I have no idea what's going on. But it's like I really enjoy watching him draft like specific everything. But Time Spiral is really cool. Trying to think about other favorite limited formats. I remember liking Kaladesh a lot, but I just like limited. I just like liked limited a lot back then, so I can't remember if Kaladesh was actually good or I just played a lot back then. How do you side versus Murktide? You don't. I don't side against Murktide. Just run it back. Do you have a favorite core set? Probably M13. Probably M13. Okay, Dominaria United was definitely a great limited format. I did have a bad experience with it, where it was the day 2 of a limited GP. I was like X and 2 or whatever, and I really, really needed like a couple pro points, and I drafted a deck that I can't really remember too many details, but the details I do remember. I remember thinking that my draft deck was really good. Oh, Chalice out of Scam? I've never seen that. Give me iteration here. They have a lot of 1-drops. I guess it's kind of okay. Iconoclast has some work to do. Oh, wait. I'm talking about the original Dominaria. I thought that's what we were talking about. The original Dominaria. But anyways, I ended up like 0-3ing my draft. I was really tilted. Felt really bad. But I was like, I thought my deck was so good, and I think I was probably wrong. As you often are when you think your deck's really good and lose. Okay, so I'm going to attack with my mage. If they don't block, I'm not going to dart. So I can get more tokens next turn. Yeah, Prowess does still trigger even if your thing gets countered. Hopefully their hand is... I guess if they had any 1-drops, they would have discarded them to Seasoned Pyromancer. Well, let's have to let this go. Okay, obviously wish they had discarded Mage, but them not hitting my other Iconoclast is probably about as much as we could really hope for here. Okay, I'll miss out on a token, but I'll go ahead and cast this now. How has Manamorphose over Life the stage been? I know Andrea doesn't play like Manamorphose. I feel very, very strongly you should always play for Manamorphose in this deck. And it's our first league. We're 4-0 up a game, so it's hard to say that things have been bad. It's okay. It's okay to have be a different camp for cards, right? Okay, we'll just play this now. Then attack for 3. Also, like, this is also something I really think about the whole light up the stage thing, is with 4 expressive iterations and 3 Underworld Breach, you have a ton amount of inevitability in the late game, and you have a ton of card advantage selection. And so, like, I don't think that you need 4 more card advantage spells either. I don't think I'm supposed to go dark because I have this iteration in my hand. You could maybe there. Beating Chalice on one on the play or while we're on the draw would be so sick. Double Fury would be. Well, they can't scam because of the Chalice, but yeah, Fury would still be bad for me, huh? Don't forget Soul-Scar's passive. Well, passive doesn't do anything with the whole Chalice on one in play. Yeah, we're drawing our 2-drops. You've definitely been shot. Yeah, I've done it before, but it always feels really good and feels like you're getting away with something too. In Steel Seeker Food Breach, I'm going to be running more than just Cookbook as a way to turn on casting Asmo. You have Unearth, which is not a very good way, but is a way. But yeah, I do agree that I would like another way to turn it on. So like it is possible you could build the deck in a different way, but this today felt like a fine variant at least. Okay, so next turn we get to go like Breach, Manamorphose. Yeah, just draw all your 2-drops. It's easy. Okay, so let's go hand Wooded Foothills for next turn, I think. Bottom, exile the Growth. I don't... Yeah, I'm not going to attack with my Iconoclast this turn. I think Forging the Anchor is viable in 8 key. No, I don't know. People are just so addicted to dopey card draw spells, and that one's not that dopey, but it's... I think that you just need to be fast in 8 key, and you want to have Ancient Stirrings instead to be fast. Like on turn 3, like you want to be able to win the game a lot of the time, not cast 3 mana card draw spell. Okay, I don't think I'm supposed to attack with... Yeah, I think I'm just supposed to attack with the mage this turn. I think Balmore is super win more. Balmore is like only good in games where you have Iconoclast and tons of tokens, and you win these games most of the time anyways. Sorry, I have an Amber Alert going off. You win these games most of the time anyways. I don't know, like... I think playing a Balmore will decrease your win percentage. Attack with all, cast 2 darts. I think, so because I can go Breach, Manamorphose next turn, and just build an even bigger board. I think that's, I don't think I need to go all in, but don't think that line would be fine. I don't think that line would be bad. No, don't play Temur Battle Rage in a deck with Iconoclast and Dragon Rage's Channeler. That's not something you want to do. Oh, goodbye, Chalice of the Void. This is fine. This is fine. Deck with 4 soldiers probably free. I mean, you lose 2 of them for 2 life. It was probably fine. No! That sucks. Come on. So rude. And again, the other big thing about Manamorphose is it's really good with your breaches. Like, this is a very common line that I don't want to lose access to this. So 1 iteration gone, 2 iteration gone, pretty easy. Get rid of a mage. I'm likely going to cast an iteration this turn. Let me flash back the darts, since these are going to get the mountains in the yard for me to escape away, while also giving me 2 tokens. Okay, so I can go Manamorphose 1, 2, 3, Lightning Bolt iteration. I think I might just go. Let's just do this first. Yeah, growth gets countered, but if we need to cast something for 0, we have that available to us. Okay, so let's see what my top card is. Another Iconoclast. Okay. Remember when we got hit at Sugud last turn? Iconoclast is so nuts. Yeah, in before second HCA, but then we would get Unlocker Chalice. We're still, if they have second HCA, it's like not that bad even. It's just so funny. We get to like bolt the Turok and then have 3 more tokens in play after that. Yeah, and we were on the draw too. And they had Chalice HCA, second Chalice. And we also drew perfectly. And we also drew perfectly is something else to point there. That'll help, drawing perfectly. Okay, that was sick. I think we probably need to play some more of that tomorrow. It's hard to like just trophy your first league with a deck and not consider it for this weekend's tournament, so we will consider that. Andre is also 14-1 with his list. I 5-0'd with this version. I think, you know, the main thing to draw from this is that our Prowess is good. Prowess is good. Believers get their points. Okay, and so this is something we might do. If we watch the